I know. You're going to get your buddies and friends because Funky's painting again. It's a frickin' it's entertainment. What's up, motherfoxers? Today we are going to paint the most awkward thing in the world. Foxbody hinges. Hood hinges. Alright, it's time to get these things painted up. I painted 2 sets before. They're not the funnest thing in the world because, you know, you're not going to see any of this in here, so I do try to hit paint in there just so it doesn't start peeling off the bottom here where it didn't get, you know. So we'll be vigilant about that. I mean, but yeah, those are pretty annoying to paint. So like I said, I've done 2 sets. These things, I got new ones. I don't ever use the ones we pull out. And then hood hinge or latch. I gotta find that. I don't know if it's in a box in the back here or what. We'll get to that later. But let me try to find my hood hinge, my hood latch. That way we can get that painted. And also, coming soon, the air cleaner. It's gonna be custom. You know, gang, I do this a lot when I paint stuff. I never show it before. And here I am, already into, 90% of cleaning the latch. I'm just now starting on the hinges, and I didn't show the before. So here's the before, guys. And we'll compare this to what the after is when we get done. But here's the latch. Of course, this goes to that bracket there. Took it apart because, I want to get, the grease off this thing. And I really don't give a crap, dude. I've painted these before. If paint gets in here, I'm just going to end up spraying some WD-40 in there and some grease, and it's going to rub off anyway. So I'm just more worried about the front piece here and the bracket as well. Not so much worried about the back of this because it's not going to be seen. And I got to save paint because this is what I got. Just a rattle can. I had to mix up EL, which is wild strawberry. And this is what was left over. There's quite a bit in there. There's probably about like that much in there left over from what they couldn't get in there. So that was $50. A local place that'll do that in a can for you here. Yeah, it was $50. So now for this, the little quart that I got that painted this was $180, $190. That was before the clown show in Washington showed up and did what they did. But so now it's probably over $200, guys. And I didn't want to spend that because I didn't need paint. So I went with the, the cheaper option, which was $50 for that, But and the one thing I learned about this paint, not that right there, the vermilion red. That stuff covers really good. This wild strawberry is a bit transparent, so it takes a lot to get it on. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to prime them something light, and I'm just gonna use something off the shelf here, maybe some etch, and that way it can eat into the metal. That's what etch does. And then get a real simple sand on it, and then spray them with that, and then I will clear coat them. I'll go get some clear coat in my gun with an actual hardener, and that should do a pretty good job. All right, there we go. That's all cleaned. Got a bit of an emergency. I ran out of acetone. That's a crime in this garage. That stuff is so badass. I love it. I got some lacquer thinner, but I don't know how much I have. And when I picked up the self-etch can, it's almost empty. We're not off to a good start. Well, we got it really clean, so. Like I said, guys, these things are awkward as hell to paint. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah. So, if I paint them like this, that's fully extended. That's open. Okay, because they're going to be on the car like this, and the hood attaches like that. So that's open. Okay. So, I got them in the configuration of open. But I still got to do the other side, but... And I got them clean enough. There's crevices. I can't get in there. Come on. It's not a show car. She's a whore. Okay. So let me go ahead and paint. I'm making a trip to the spa and spending more money. Damn it. So here we go. Oh, there it comes. There we go. Good thing is, because it's almost empty, it's coming out like dog shit. And there's, looks like there's some spots there I missed when I cleaned it. I don't see how, because I freaking went over it with acetone. Freaking crime. Nice and watery, and look at it, it's just blotching. I just cleaned it with acetone. What the? Stand by. Okay, crisis averted. We got some new acetone. Isn't it glorious? So, yeah. I've gotten away several times with just wire brushing stuff and painting it. This is saying, nope, not this time. So, I'm going to sand this and clean it again. Alright, folks. I went ahead and got a Scotch-Brite. That's all you need. Also, the other thing I thought about was I did this with a wire brush, and then I started cleaning with acetone. I am all in on this acetone thing, but sometimes, man, you just need to back up and use something that's not so harsh. Because here I did all this stuff with the wire brushing, and then I started cleaning it with acetone. And acetone, of course, it's just making all the paint on it just spread over probably all the rough surfaces I created with the brush. And probably did all that stuff when I should have just said, you know what, why don't we just get some rubbing alcohol and clean this off with it, which I did this time. So, all right, I got a new can etch primer. Let's see what happens here, guys. Eventually I'm gonna have to get some wire and hang these up and hit the other sides of them and stuff, but for right now we'll just do them right here like this. Now you might be wondering, Sean, what funky? Why are you using edge primer? Because edge primer eats into metal, and this stuff isn't exactly perfectly clean, so you can't really use epoxy primer when it's not really clean. So I'd rather just use this stuff for it to be able just to eat into the metal a little bit and adhere to it better, and be more of a protectant, you know, than have to clean every inch and cranny, nook and cranny of these things, I should say, to make sure I get everything clean for the epoxy. And it's just overkill, dude. It's just hinges and a stupid thing for your food wrap. So there we go. I guess paint coming out of there. There we go. It's reacting a lot better now. I don't know if it's because I got new paint or what, but it ain't exactly warm out here either, so. What are we at? 55 degrees. Not ideal for painting. Alrighty guys, there we go. With wild strawberry. Like I said, it's translucent, man. So let's see how this goes. Actually not coming out too bad. Wow, this is coming out better than the other stuff, man. Wow. That covered better than the other stuff. This is 1K. It's not 2K, so you don't put a catalyst. So this is single stage. I'm gonna keep that in mind. So if I gotta paint this car and this stuff covers better, I'm better off to use single stage and then clear coat it. Because single stage, you don't have to clear coat it, it's done. But you can clear coat it, which helps. So, interesting. God, there's so much glare on that, I can't tell if I got it. That's alright. One coat. That's pretty damn, wow, that stuff covered good, guys. The 2K stuff does not cover as good as this. So there, take a look at it. It just doesn't. I mean, wow. I will keep that in mind about wild strawberry. It does look a little bit darker over here. Maybe it's just because it's wet, but and they don't guarantee a match. They say that, which I understand. There's different variants of this. I learned when I went to get that color. So, well, folks, little scenery change. Well, the props anyway, because these aren't real. This is all fake. Kidding. So, just got a little bit of clear coat mixed up here. Got some activator and some reducer in there, and gonna dump her in the gun that gives me all kinds of hell every time I use it. So let's roll the dice on that one. And then we'll get these hinges and stuff. They're hanging over here underneath the heat lamp here. So this, like I said, it is single stage that is on here. It's fine the way it is, but I'm going to protect it a little bit more with some clear coat here. So, but yeah, it's looking pretty good, man. And of course, I'm going to show you. This is darker than this here. What are you going to do? I mean, I think it may be because of that etch primer that was underneath it was a little dark, and I think it had a lighter primer underneath this one, but I actually like this better than that. It's kind of, anyway, let's just clear coat these. I ain't too concerned about the color matching up perfectly, I guess. This is always interesting in this little cup because the filter is taller than the cup, so I kind of gotta do some weirdness here. Probably more than enough. Probably too much, but if you hadn't noticed, I did paint the bolts, the big bolts and big washers that go on the front. Come on, it's the little things, man. Oh, and the water separator broke, so I don't have that. But I got 2 water separators on the, or 3 of them actually on those compressors. There's the 2 bolts. Those are the ones that you see like dink right up front there. Figured throw a little paint on them, you know. It's not going to last on the bolt heads, but you know, the washers. But here's the rest of them. Got the heater on underneath these things. But there you go. The latch looks all glossy. It's a little wet there. Got some running going on there. Hell yeah, that's what we're talking about. Let's get it thick as hell. Yep, it's got some drippage right there. Oh yeah, she got moist. Oh man. The darkness. That is that color. Oh well. It's not like it's like right up against, well, yeah, there. It's right up against that color. This one's gonna be right up against that one. I was using a medium speed activator and then a fast reducer. Probably not ideal, but it's what I had, you know what I'm saying? Because you can get solvent pop if you're using like a medium and it's too cold to dry. You gotta let the stuff dry forever using that stuff, else you'll get solvent pop or fisheye, whatever you want to call it. I learned my lesson when I painted a car. Learned a hard lesson, but yeah, that's why I got it underneath here, so it'll just get, you know, nice, and it's 75 degrees right here. So all right, there they all are. Now I pride myself on never running clear coat or paint. Not on this one. When you're holding stuff in the air and spraying it way too close, things like that happen, and I got a bunch here, but it's the hood latch. Who gives a crap? But those are looking pretty good. One little problem. Okay. It's the same exact paint code. Two different places mixed it. The place that I got this doesn't mix aerosol cans, so I had to go to another place. No big deal. I don't really give a crap. It doesn't really bother me, but I'll tell you what, I do kind of dig this darker color a little bit more. It's pretty cool, I think. Well, there it is. See my little little red washers. Yeah, it does stand out a bit, doesn't it? A little smudge from me. But yeah, there it is. Now I'm gonna get the new cups I got, and we'll get these hinges, and hopefully this isn't gonna go like Black Sunshine did. I used the Cerbinator bolt kit for that. The biggest problem with that thing, all he had to do was just send you longer bolts, and it would have been way easier to put in. And I believe that's what I have. So, and hopefully it should be a little bit easier. But the Cerbinators, man, with these little freaking speed nuts that are in there, God, that was a nightmare to get in there. It was just terrible. So, all right, guys. See, when I was doing the Cerbinator ones, he had shorter bolts in his kit. And it was a nightmare to get it through this, and then try to get it started in that speed nut, which is kind of recessed from that hole that's on the firewall. So it's in there. So I was having a problem with his shorter bolts getting, you know, started on the threads. It was an absolute nightmare. I think it took me probably about an hour and a half, dude, just trying to get it going. And look at this. It's just long enough bolts to get in there, and it's already catching. I'm just twisting this in with an extension, guys, but yeah, look at that. I'm not gonna put these in all the way. I'm just gonna get them set up here, because this stuff, I did put a lot of clear coat on that last night. It's still kind of curing up. I baked it underneath the heat lamp up here, and I'm not talking smack about Cerbinator's stuff, but that's the problem I had. All of his other hardware that was for the fenders and everything was just fine, but those were the hardest, and it was all because of the bolts that he has are just a little too short. I think he had probably 3/4 bolts. These are like 1.25 inches, so got plenty of space to get those things started. Took me literally 30 seconds to get both of those in there. Not an hour and a half, man. That was just a nightmare, just because the bolts were too small. Too short, should say. Alright guys, I just got these pushed through this rubber here, and I just poked it into the hole, and wow, look at that. Just caught the threads and took off. See about this one here. Yep, same thing. Going right in, man. Look at that. Longer bolts. I will be honest with you guys here, I like the washers Cerbinator has, but there's no colors. They're just black or silver, you know, not red. I wanted red, so I started looking around and I found these on eBay. They're not as cool as, you know, the ones in the Cerbinator kits or the other ones you can actually buy. It has this where this red is, it kind of comes off a little more. You get to see more of it. They had them, but unfortunately I could never find them in the size I needed for the 2 different bolts that I needed. I just couldn't find them. So the color's a little darker. You know, it makes me wonder if it was the primer I used, that it was kind of a darker green, you know, and this was more of a white color I used on here. I don't know if that was a factor. I personally don't think that's what it was. I think it's because this was single stage paint and this was 2-stage, so base coat, clear coat, and that was just a single stage. And it's really glossy because I sprayed over because it's, you know, single stage, it's going to be glossy, and then you're putting more gloss on it, so it just looks really glossy, which is awesome. I love that. But I do dig this darker color better than this, but this is nice. I love this, but man, that is kind of cool. Like I said, guys, you can buy this stuff on Amazon. You just got to do a little searching. I mean, it wasn't like I typed in beauty washers and boom, the exact thing popped up. I was looking at sizes and, you know, trying to get the right thread, but then I was looking at the size of the washers, and every time I find a nice washer, it wouldn't go with this. It took me a while to find them, but when you do find them, you get more than you'll ever need to use. See the bolts? Yeah, there you go. Those are all the bolts I got when I did that. So, but I think we're well on our way here, guys. So, still in the middle of figuring out this whole freaking turn signal thing. So you'll see that video too. But yeah, but there we go. I took something ugly and made it pretty again. So, one last look. I like it, man. It's cool. I hate it when people got like a red engine bay and black hinges, or a white engine bay and black hinges, or some people we know that have a Duke Blue convertible. Got $10,000 paint job and he's got black hinges. Not to mention his engine bay. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. If he sees this, I had to give a jab in there, buddy. He knows I give him crap about that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We shall see ya again later.